What is up, everybody? My name is Andrew, and welcome back to Space Engineer Survival. This is episode number 24, and last episode we had a bit of a challenge with the Reaver coming in full force with a big ship, which is actually just right there. You can kind of see the fire glowing. It's a little bit dark, but don't worry, the sun is coming up very slowly. But it also damaged the Reaver, that is, damaged our Armadillo, which means in this episode, we're gonna have to rebuild the Armadillo, not from scratch, because it's still here, but we're gonna have to, we're definitely gonna have to get it back together, because the first thing I wanna do after we do that is go and grab more silicon. I'd like to get these windows built up, and we currently don't have enough silicon to build all of the bulletproof glass. So we're gonna do that. Let me grab some energy real quick though, because it looks like we're a little bit low. We also have a script that I wanted to do. I started on that. I don't know if we're gonna have it finished by this episode, again, because I like to do scripting between episodes, but I have it at least halfway done. The script to control the elevator and have like an elevator, you know, which floor the elevator's at. Like if the elevator's here or if the elevator's down there, you'd be able to see it on like an LCD that would be like, the elevator is moving. Maybe we have like a little sound block on the elevator too that would be like ding whenever it gets there. I don't know, but all that is started, and hopefully by next episode we have that all done. Okay, I guess the first thing we should do is work on this. So what did we have here? You know what? Actually, here's probably the easiest way to do this. Probably what we can do is we can run this ship over to the welders over here and build it up that way. Now the welders aren't completed. I wanted to complete them in this episode, but we'll see if we get around to it. If we have enough time after we do some of the elevator stuff, we'll finish up the pistons here. We just really need to like mine out this area and then get basically this duplicated on this side, and it'll be done. Maybe we get a couple buttons as well to control these things, but yeah. So let's use that real quick. So let's start by putting in a good old-fashioned projector. Okay, and this is one of the things, by the way, that actually they improved in the recent update that I actually forgot about. I forgot to mention this. It looks like what they did is they added directional sides to the projector, which is really nice because now we can see, you know, which way it's supposed to face. I think maybe that's the front then, if it's like that. We have left, right, yeah. Okay, so it must be like that, which really helps out because now we know which way we need to place this in order for them to, you know, previously if we placed a bunch of projectors and we wanted to copy the settings to each one, it would be very difficult. Oh, hey! Hey, Zub, how's it going? Okay, let's get this built up. All right, the Mark 1 version of the Armadillo, we're just gonna go in here and we're gonna move this back. So give this a forward offset of like negative something. See, this helps out quite a bit because now we know very easily that forward offset is gonna move it forward here like this. All right, there we are. I think that's actually in the position now. Okay, that was actually a little bit tricky, but it was only a little bit tricky because apparently we blueprinted this backwards. So I was messing around with it when it was reversed the entire time. But let's see if we can actually fly this thing. I don't know if we will be able to. Let me see if our batteries are still good. Okay, no, not, this one's fine actually. So maybe we can fly over to the builder stuff. Yeah, okay, we can fly, sort of. It's a little tricky. Oh, we took a little bit of damage over there as well. Oh, that's probably the bit of falcon that we have left over. Okay, let's move over down here. We really need some lights down here, don't we? All right, I think I want to come around to this side because this is the easier side. Oh man, yeah, we do have some damage to those windmills. That's unfortunate, but we can deal with that when we need to. Okay, let's slow down right here and let's get in right here. Okay, so I'm just gonna sit right here for a second. Let them weld up what they're trying to weld up here. It's building up our not hydrogen, but our cargo containers there. I really needed to build up our thrusters on the left side because those are not currently in a working state. But luckily we have these sensors in here so we can actually get down here and they'll move for us, which is really nice. That's what I like about the welding pit here. Okay, it's building up some more stuff. Okay, it looks like we might actually be out of some materials here. Which materials are we out of? I think I can hop out of this without dying. So what are you guys having trouble building here? You're having trouble building motors. Okay, so I don't think well, actually, do motors require silicon? I don't remember. Nickel, iron. No, okay. So build me a couple motors then. It'll be fine. No, it's not fine because we're out of iron. Okay. Well, in that case, run me back over to my refineries. Let's process a little bit of scrap metal, and then let's start processing more scrap metal. And then if we have iron here, let's process that iron first. Iron as well. After the iron, you can do nickel, that's fine, but I'd like you to do magnesium. And then we have more silicon in here? Yeah, you do silicon after. And in fact, I'll put 2K of that silicon over here so it processes that instead. And I think that's going to be good. Okay, so that's going to allow us to build up some of this stuff that we were lacking. Okay, let's hop back in the seat here and let them continue working. I'm going to go ahead and orient this way so that I can get my forward-facing thruster there built up. Let's see if he can do it. If I go under, it might be able to. Oh, we're going a little fast. Why are they not building this guy? This guy requires steel plates. Are we out of steel plates on the base? No, we're not out of steel plates on the base. We're a little low, but not out. Ah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Why are they not building up this guy? Oh, that's why. So I put the projector right where that goes. Oh shoot, this is pretty huge as well. It looks like they actually added a little button on the projector so you can immediately go into it. That is very nice. I love that. Drill. Yeah, that makes life a whole lot easier. I think I need to turn it around as well. Put a horizontal offset of that. And now we should be good. All right, perfect. Now let's get this last thing built up here. Took a hot second, but I think we should be able to get it now. There we go. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, what else is on this thing that's unbuilt? I feel like there should be more thrusters. Did we not add more thrusters than just the one big one? Okay, that was probably a mistake. We probably should have added a couple down here or something. But I guess it's probably fine. Even on the side, like here. I'm gonna go ahead and add a couple thrusters in places that I think would actually go pretty well. So just a couple of small thrusters here on the sides, I think would add quite a bit. And then we have some thrusters on the front, because currently that is the only thruster that we have on the front. So what I could also do, if I want to, is throw like a thruster up here, for instance, and that should work. One right there, and I can't do the same on that side. But that should also work as a front-facing thruster. I'll do one right there as well. And then maybe, ow, okay, gotta be careful around there. One right there and one right there. Should work, because they don't have a very large radius of damage. So I think that should be fine. And then I know we needed a couple thrusters pointing down, so maybe I'll do that as well. Well, one right there and one right there. And we're gonna go ahead and call this the Mark II then, once we get this built up. There we go, and perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and get everything here built up, and we'll rename this to the Mark II. So we're gonna have to fly down here for a second. It's getting the underbelly stuff, that's good. All right, I think I got everything that it can get for now, so let's go ahead and turn around here and get the stuff on the left-hand side. All right, I think we've got everything. So now that I've got all of that built up, let me just do a quick check. Yeah, so we do have these thrusters built up, very nice. And the ones on the top are also built up. The ones at the back are built up. Very good. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is blueprint this as the Armadillo Mark II. It's very similar in design, but it's got a couple of upgrades with the extra thrusters. So let's go ahead and blueprint that from here. Control B. And we now have it. Okay, so now that we're down here, what I want to do here, and this isn't really the focus of this episode probably, unless we have more time, but I do have the Armadillo here, so I might as well right-click mine out this area, because we are going to need it mined out, because this is where the second half of the piston welding setup is going to go. So let's go ahead and remove all the block from this area, all the stuff that's here, so that later we can actually work on this neatly. Hey, the sun's finally coming up, so we'll be able to go on that silicon expedition in just a second here. But we're still mining out some of this area. Let's make sure there's no doom voxels floating around that are gonna mess us up in the future. But this is gonna make it a whole lot easier once we actually go to build this thing. We won't have to actually go grab the Armadillo or the Weevil or anything like that. We'll be able to just kind of get to work. How's our power doing? 4 minutes, 3 minutes? Okay, we are gonna have to go for a recharge before we do anything crazy. But that's okay. Go ahead and see, that's a doom voxel right there. Let's make sure we get that. I think we got it. Okay, we should be good. All right, this is the area cleared out, which means we should be able to work on this whenever we get the time to do so, which hopefully will be in this episode a little later. But we need to get the silicon, and we need to work a little bit on the elevators before we do that. So let's go ahead and fly back to one of these parking spots here. We can go ahead and use this one, that's fine. The updated Armadillo Mark II. Okay, let's plop that right here if we can. Once it gives us the notification that we're in position. It's not doing. It's being very finicky. There we go. Oh, okay, we got a block broken. I don't know where that is, but we're gonna give this a second. It needs to actually go ahead and recharge. I think all this stuff, no, it's not on recharge. So we might need to actually go into these and rename them or something. Let me look. Battery. We should have Armadillo batteries, yeah. So Armadillo batteries, and it is those. Oh, you know what? That's why, because the Armadillo does not have the auto stuff. It doesn't have something that automatically turns off the batteries or anything like that. Might be a good idea to add something like that, but for now, it should be fine. Let me go ahead and remove this from the playing field. This is the last bit of Falcon. I think there might be some out there in the wild, because I did see some Falcon fly off the ship way back, but this is the last bit of Falcon that we have. Let's see how this looks. That's actually pretty good. I like that. This guy's only missing 2 computers, so let's go ahead and fix that up. Shouldn't be too difficult. There we go. Very nice. Any of these guys only missing like a couple things. That's the problem though, with having any sort of tower like this, it's always gonna be, you know, very open to reavers or anything like that. So these will be kind of the first target, but we do have so many of them that it might be difficult for them to, you know, target all of them, which should work in our favor a little bit. What happened to our, you know what? The recent update might have killed our landing gears. No, this one's fine, but this one over here is not fine. So I don't know what happened to our little landing gear thing. Ooh, shoot, that actually looks pretty good. I got a comment recommendation a couple episodes back from Isaac46000 that said maybe you try using half beam blocks instead of half blocks for these little sections that I don't know what to do with. And honestly, I kind of like that. So let's go ahead and remove these. We're gonna add in some half beam blocks instead. I think I'm gonna redo how this is done. Actually, I know I'm gonna redo how this is done because this right here, at least, is gonna turn into the elevator ability to go up. Because remember, we're gonna have one more floor above this. All right, there we go, not bad. I wanna see what color options can I have here. So if I run into my colors, let's try this darker color here and see how that looks. I think I like that, that's pretty good. I wanna try like a blue as well here. Let's try this darker blue on this side. Yeah, that's not bad. That gives us a cool, I don't know, IKEA look, since we have that on the ground there. I like that. Oh, we gotta replenish this. Some of it's been damaged. Oh shoot, I think one of the buzzes must have built this with some of the silicon that we had, or some of the bulletproof glass that we had, because this was not built a second ago. Also, this is mostly built up. It just needs a computer. Let me see if I can find one. There should be one in here. Oh. I think there's supposed to be a connection right there. Whoops. But there we go. There's another one of our doors. There we go. Close that for OSHA reasons. Let's go on our silicon expedition. Now that this thing is probably mostly charged, let's go ahead and unlock. Let's go to turn off the recharge, turn on the thrusters, and then unlock it. Yeah, we've got plenty of time. All right, we're gonna head on over to our silicon area, which should be over here somewhere, if I remember correctly. Let's press K, go into MGSI. Yeah, there we go. There's our silicon. Okay, let's head on over to our silicon, and we're gonna go ahead and grab a full ship. We should be able to grab an entire ship of this because we have the extra thrusters now, which is gonna help out quite a bit. All right, silicon, here we come. We need to find where our entrance hole is, and I think it should be around here somewhere. Unless we've never been to this silicon, but I'm pretty sure we have. There's something. That's just a tiny thing. Okay, hang on. Let me just leave that there for a second and see if I can find where we would have built a tunnel. Not over here. This is actually where our ship crashed. Wow, this stuff is still here. I can't believe that. The silicon was right next to where our ship crashed. I guess it wasn't here that we were getting the silicon. It was probably somewhere else. So let's go ahead and grab the silicon that's in here. So we'll just have to make a little tunnel here. Starting from there, probably. And let's get as much silicon as we can. It's over there. All right, this should be the lovely silicon right here. Very nice. Let's get as much of this stuff as we possibly can. And this is gonna be good. This should set us for quite a while, hopefully. I mean, we have a lot of glass on the base, but a full inventory of the stuff should be good. So I don't think we've gotten a full inventory of silicon yet. I think we got a little bit when we were going for magnesium, and that's probably about it. So let's grab as much of this stuff as we can. We'll go until the cargo containers are full, and hopefully that'll give our ship enough, or our ship will still be able to fly that, to float with it. All right, our ship's in the red. We're gonna keep going though, because I think we can take a full inventory of the ship. So we're gonna try it with the added thrusters that we added on the back here. We're gonna see if we can. All right, there's a full inventory. Let's go ahead and right-click mine a little bit so we can get out of here. But we should be able to still fly. We only have 5 minutes of power left, which is worrying, but it should be fine. Let's go ahead and try and get ourselves out of here. We have to stay relatively level because the bottom thrusters are really the only ones that can sort of keep us up. So let's get out of here. Oh, it's very sketchy. But I think we're able to. Yeah, we are with the bottom thrusters plus the forward thrusters. We're able to get ourselves out of there. Okay, let's head on over to our base and hopefully we can make it all the way. Where's our base? Over there. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we should be able to make it all the way with 5 minutes. It shouldn't take 5 minutes to get all the way over there. But a full inventory of silicon, I don't know how much that is, but that's gonna be a lot of silicon that we're adding to our base. And considering we've survived this long, oh man, you can see that, oh look, the buzzes are actually working on the Reaver ship. Hopefully they don't turn it back on and make it able to fight us again. That would be not good. But considering we've survived this long without like a proper silicon trip, a full silicon trip with the Armadillo Mark II should give us quite a bit. Should give us enough for the foreseeable future. Okay, let's start slowing down here. I want to check because I'm curious how much this is. 8,000, 81,000, 81,000, basically 4 times 81,000 plus a little bit more. The drills are empty. It could have carried more. The drills are empty. Man, okay. Well, I guess the bottom little bar there, the red bar that is at the bottom, probably only considers the containers, not the drills. So the drills could have actually carried a little bit more even. But I think probably if the drills were full, we wouldn't be able to carry everything. Okay, let's go ahead, considering we're going down pretty fast here. Yep, see, we're still going down. Ship has a hard time keeping itself up. But let's go forward here. We should have a connector right in front of us. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yep, right there. Make sure we're lined up. Perfect. Let's go down a little bit here. And we should have the connection right there. Okay, number 9. Let's turn our batteries on charge and let's turn our thrusters off. And we should be good. Okay, so all that silicon's gonna go into our ores container. I'm gonna make sure that it's gonna be processed by the refineries. Yeah, you can see all that silicon being pulled in right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put silicon as priority right there, then put it as priority right there also, and right here. I'm gonna prioritize only silicon. Now let's check out our ingots as well, because I think we're probably gonna need to go on another iron run soon as well. Once this thing's charged up, we'll go on our iron run. For now though, I wanna see if we can build those bulletproof glasses now that we have a bunch of silicon production. So let's get us like, I don't know, a bunch of bulletproof glass, which should be fine because we have all the production now. Let's go ahead and right click on this and see if we can build it up. We absolutely can, very nice. What about these two? Yep, it looks like we can build these up as well. Very nice. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this right here, because this is where the elevator is gonna go. And the elevator is actually gonna be able to go all the way up to this top floor. This is gonna be level 3. So once we build that, for now, I'll just put, I'll put some blocks over it so it doesn't get like completely destroyed by a Reaver if it attacks. We have this area that's been a bit destroyed. I guess I should rebuild it. Maybe I'll turn this into like a bedroom or something. Because we kind of added all this heavy armor right here to stop anything from destroying our refineries there. And in fact, you know what? While we're doing that, I guess I'll put more heavy armor right there, just so that's a little bit more defended. But we need to turn this into something, and I guess a bedroom would be not a bad idea. Maybe we'll destroy one of these blocks.
Inventory full.
Put it right there. Let's grab a couple windows right here and rebuild this. So window, window, and window right there. Gotta get a couple things for that last one. And I guess I'll do a narrow door in here as well, because it kind of fits pretty well. So right there, we'll throw our little narrow door, which will be the entrance to this room right here, which is gonna be like a bedroom or something. I don't know. We'll do something with it. Right here, we'll do something like this, and then flip that around for that, so we have a little window. I think will look pretty cool. Kind of look into this area where we'll see a Buzz that's very confused. We can put a little bed somewhere, so maybe, I don't know, right here. I think we'll toss the bed as like, let's put the bed right here, Then let's do a desk. I think we'll do a desk like right there. Very nice. So you have that nice window view. Then we'll do a couch, maybe right there, followed by a kitchen, maybe right there, followed by a, I don't know, a second desk or something. Why not? And there we go. We now have a little bedroom right here in this little area that I didn't really know what to do with. It's not bad. All right. I can probably, I'd rather you not be there. So I'll wait for you to leave. But I can probably fill in some of this area with blocks or something. You know what? For now, I'll just let the buzzes kind of do their thing. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get back inside the Armadillo and let's do a quick run for some iron, because I know we're out of iron as well. So let's turn on all of our stuff. So number 6, then number 8, then number 9 to give us the disconnect there. And let's run on down to where our iron is. So I think this thing, yeah, Buzz is hanging out over there. I think this thing might have crashed basically on our iron, but that's okay. We're gonna go down in here and grab as much of this stuff as we can. A full inventory of iron. Let's do it. I'm gonna right click a little bit out of this stuff out of the way. And let's get as much of this iron as we possibly can. Yeah, we have some nickel past this iron a little bit, but we're not interested in nickel right now. Just a little bit of the Fe. The old Fe. All right, we're comfortably in the red here with inventory space. I'm gonna go all the way here again, like we did with the silicon, so I can grab a full thing of iron. We need to make sure that we stay straight though, because our side thrusters cannot handle the weight that we have right now. But right there is our entrance, by the way. We do have an entrance to the base right there that we were planning on building on the bottom floor. And in fact, this episode, we're gonna work on that a little bit. Not all of it, but we're gonna build a second elevator. I know, it's a little bit of a teaser for what we're about to do, but a second elevator is gonna go there. Because we have the original elevator that goes all the way down and up, but we want the second elevator, which is going to go only from the bottom floor to the second bottom floor, which is going to carry vehicles, you know, between them. So that's the idea for that one. Let's go in third person here, make sure that we line up nicely. We're gonna drag a little bit on the bottom there, but we should be good almost any second now. Always the lining up part that's tricky for me. There we go, there's our connection. So let's press number 9, and let's press number 8, and let's press number 6 to go ahead and connect that. So now we should have some iron as well as silicon being refined in the refinery. So with this, let's go to our ores. Yeah, so we have 200,000 silicon right there. Let's process that stuff first. I'm gonna want you to process iron after you do the silicon. And then in this one, same thing, I think. In this one, let's say same thing, but then in all the other ones, I'd like you to process the iron first. You can throw the cobalt back in there. I'd like you to process mostly iron. Same here, cobalt goes back, iron. And then here, the nickel can come back, and then we'll put iron in there. Okay, and I'll put iron first. So someone in the comments told me that the way that the refinery grabs items is by going to whatever's first in its container. So if I put iron first, it'll grab iron mostly. So that's what I want to do. Okay, let's check out our ingots. Already we have 2,000 iron, and we're not only using iron, but we're making iron as well with half of our refineries. I'd love to get more refineries at some point. I think we have currently 6, right? But we could go for more. Yeah, we have this one right here. So there's 1, 2, 3. And then down here we have 4, 5, and 6. Do these guys have full yield modules, by the way? I don't remember. Yes, actually they do. Okay. So what I would love to do is, I would love to double the amount of refineries that we have, so that we have not 6, but 12. But we of course can't do that here. We would have to actually do that down at the bottom level of the base, which would be down here. This would be where we would want to expand our refineries. Because at this level, we have plenty of room we can go without reavers being able to shoot into it. If we were to expand it up there, there's not as much room we can go. This is more of a bunker than that area. Right. So we wanted to have some sort of elevator up here as well that would allow you to go between the top floor and the bottom floor. And I think what we want to do is build that here. So let's grab a couple of steel plates so that I can continue with this connection. Actually, we honestly don't even need this connection yet. Oh, we have the Armadillo over here. Okay, let's bring the Armadillo around. Not Armadillo, this guy, the Weevil. Let's bring the Weevil around. It's got plenty of power still, surprisingly. Kind of forgot about it down here for a little bit. And so what I think we're going to end up doing with the Weevil is building out this whole area. So this is our component storage, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So we don't want to... Oh, man, that makes it a little trickier. We probably don't want to build anywhere here. Probably want to give this a little bit of a berth. So let's do that. Let's give this a little bit of room. And not build anywhere there. So our elevator then is going to be right here. And how big do I want it? I'm probably gonna make it a 5x5 elevator. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. Okay. All right, this is most of it. So a 5x5 elevator should be big enough to carry most vehicles that we would need. I suppose I could even make it bigger if I wanted to. Oops, ow, that hurt. Let's see, a 5x5. I mean, I could imagine we would want a bigger car, like a... Let's go 8x5. I think 8x5 will be a decent elevator size. All right, so that right there is going to be the elevator. That's going to go all the way to the bottom floor. It's going to be an 8x5, and it should be able to carry basically anything we throw at it, which is what's going to be very nice about it. We'll be able to likely hold multiple cars on this thing. So how do we get down to the bottom floor? That's a good question. Ah, there we go. Okay, it wasn't actually that difficult to connect this. Okay, so that right there is where that's going to connect. And it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right there. Okay, there we go. So I've redesigned how I want this a little bit. Before I wanted it to be right there, but I think instead I'm going to want it to be right there because I want this to be like kind of a straight path right here that you can drive by without having to go over the elevator. So what I'm going to do here is something that some people recommended for the other elevator, but the other one's just a little too small. And honestly, it goes through too many floors for me to implement something like this. But I'm going to remove all the side blocks here. And I'm going to replace them with some of our blast door blocks. So all the side blocks that are going to be connecting this elevator are going to be blast door connections. So we're going to do like this. So the reason I'm doing this is because I would like the elevator to be able to just be made out of normal blocks so that we don't have to do any like small grid, anything like that. Because it's too big for us to do a small grid. It's not, I mean, we could do it, but I'd rather it just be like a normal elevator out of large grid. So yeah, we're gonna do this with all of these edges here. And we should be able to have an edge inverted. Yeah, something like this. Yep, so that's perfect. We'll do the same right here. Edge inverted right there. Let's run this all the way down right there. Perfect. And there we go. So there's our blast doors all around, which means it should be very easy for a normal block size to get through this. And then we just need to clear out the area. We'll have to do the same up there with blast doors all around. But it should be good. Okay, so this we're gonna remove. Okay, there we go. We'll put a couple of normal blocks around the outside right here, which I think will look pretty nice. Okay, and there we go. That's looking pretty good. I like that. Okay, now the challenge is going to be actually removing enough area. So I guess let's get to work. We need to basically extend this all the way. I guess the easy way would be really just to build the pistons in and then have them run with the. Actually, that would be a much easier way. You know what? Let's try that because that's going to allow us to use the new tunnel mode. It's going to allow us to use the new tunnel mode. So let me quickly count how many blocks are between this floor and that floor. So let's start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. So there are 16 blocks, and we know that these extend, I believe it was 4 blocks. So 16 divided by 4 is going to be 4, which means we'll need 4 pistons for this thing. Now, 4 pistons, but we want at least one more space for the, for the block right here, and I might as well make it 2. So let's do 4, 8, let's do 9. We'll go down 9 blocks. So let's grab this block. We'll go down 9 blocks over here. That's 9 blocks down, which means let's bring the actual piston bit over here. Okay, there we go. I built our little base area for the bottom thing. Now I'm wondering, there's not going to be a center block because we're going to have 8 blocks between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's not a center block anywhere. I wonder if I just do something interesting and make it so that there are 2 pistons that are connected with merge blocks. That might make this a little bit stronger so it can connect, so it can lift heavier ships, which might not be a bad idea. Also look cooler. So I could do a piston right there, and then 1, 2, piston right there. So then the elevator would basically be like that, because it'll go out that far. I could likewise do 4 pistons instead and have them kind of right here. So we'd have 1 right there, probably we'd have 1 right there, if you could imagine that. But I mean, that would make it very strong. Hey, you know what? I've never done this before, so let's try it. Let's make 4 pistons. It's gonna be a little crazy, but we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and each of these need 4. So we're gonna need to make 4 of these. Get our ship out here. All right, there we go. That should be enough space cleared out. So let's build these up. 2, 3, and 4, and let's keep going. 2, 3, and 4. It's a little tricky to build on subgrids, but this should be cool. I mean, this is the first time I've ever done something like this. I've never really done connected pistons, so it should be interesting, at least. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and so now what we should be able to do is this, basically. I'm gonna put a block on these first, because I can't just do something like this. This won't work. But what I can do is basically this. I'll be able to add a merge block like that and a merge block like that and build those up. So there's one, and then the other one right there we need to grab some stuff for. Okay, here's the other one right here. And now these they're on. I don't know if they merged though. They should be good now. These should now be 1, right? All right, they should be 1 now. So let's go ahead and remove them. And we're gonna do the same thing on this one. So build that out like that. Then let's build our merge blocks. I'll start with this one. And we'll do that one right there. Get the blocks from here. Okay, and just like that, they should be merged. So let me grab a couple steel plates from here. Perfect. And now all I need to do is merge them like this way. All right, let's see if this works. So there we go, they're now green. So let's go ahead and bring this over like that. They are now merged, or they should be. So they should now be on the same grid. All right, there we go. So we now have 4 pistons controlling 1, essentially, elevator thing. And this is exactly what we wanted. So let's go ahead and build up the blocks that are gonna go around this. I guess what we'll do is something a little nicer than that. We'll just do this. Oh shoot, our fuel's low. Can we fly? Oh shoot, no, we can't go all the way up there. Well, we have an elevator for a reason, right? Let's bring the elevator down, and we're gonna take the elevator up to the next highest floor. Or we can take it to the top, I guess. That's where all of our stuff is. Just wish it went a little faster. Well, I mean, it's not that slow. The elevator script that we're working on, by the way, should control the elevator speed, so we'll be able to easily set the elevator speed in one area. And it'll also control, if I can get this working, acceleration. So we can start at a slow speed and it'll speed up instead of kind of jumping at one fast speed. Okay, we have to jump into the elevator because it's not really configured for that. Let's go all the way to deck 1, I think. Let's close that. It'll control these doors too, opening and closing them. So yeah, it'll, once we have it set up, it'll actually work pretty well. Okay, this should be good. Open that door. We should be able to open this door. Perfect. Okay. I just wanted to come over here and get that. All right, there we go. And let's take it all the way down to the bottom deck again. We'll close this for OSHA reasons. It's pretty nice though. You can actually see what's going on out there, out some of the various windows. And then maybe I'll make the top like a windowed top, because that would actually be pretty cool. All right, now we have all this stuff here. So let me, I guess, build a couple drills. Prototech drills, I wish. No, we're gonna be building normal drills. One right there, one right there, one right there, one right there. And that should cover most of it, right? All right, let's get all these drills built. It's gonna take a second, but it should help us out with mining out everything. Now, by the time we get these done, by the way, it probably will have been faster to just go ahead and mine it out with the Weevil. But this is the more interesting technique, I think. Okay, there's another drill. We just have one more drill to do. Ow. And then we'll be good. All right, here comes the last drill. Okay, so what I should be able to do with these, without even using the pistons yet, I should be able to just go into these, turn on terrain clearing mode for each of these, turn that on for all of them. I'm using build vision to do this because it's a little bit easier. And then when I turn them on, they should start clearing some of the area. So let's see. It's on terrain clearing mode. And it's doing it. You as well? Yep, they'll start clearing some terrain. And then once I get these pistons built up and working, it should clear terrain all the way to the surface. Okay, so let's go down here and start getting those pistons welded. It's a lot of pistons, it's 16 pistons. Now I actually don't know what'll happen with all these connected if I just tell this piston to go up and the other ones aren't even built. Will it just do it? I don't know. I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's give this a positive velocity and see what happens. Okay, it sort of tries to, but it doesn't want to do it without these other pistons working. So let's go ahead and build up these other pistons. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, last trip just for one single large steel tube. And this should be it for this guy. There we go. Okay, we have all 16 pistons built up. We're gonna wanna make sure that these are all grouped and they run at the same time. So let's run onto here. Let's go to pistons. And these are basically all of our pistons. So these three are our base pistons. So I'm gonna call these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So yeah, all these are our pistons. So we're gonna call these vehicle elevator piston, okay? So these ones right here are gonna be the ones that are connected to the ground. All the other ones that are different colors are gonna be share inertia tensor. Perfect. And with that, we should be able to just group these. Save that group. And now we have vehicle elevator pistons. We can give them a positive velocity like that. Okay, we're actually on it. So let's watch this do its thing. They should clear out hopefully enough area. I'm a little more worried about this section right here. Maybe not clearing. We're bumping on some block. Yeah, we are. Okay. All right, everything withdrawn. We've gone a little crazy with the drills, but this should get everything drilled out. So let's go ahead and go to all of our drills. So drill. They should all be next to each other, called just drill. Yep. Let's go ahead and turn on terrain clearing mode and turn them on. Ah, it's so loud. All right, let's give our vehicle elevator pistons a positive velocity of something like that. That should be good. Okay, so as we go up, it should clear out all of the space. I can't imagine anywhere would be uncleared with this many drills. So let's just let it go. I guess let's go up here and watch from here. This would be cooler. There we go. Look at that. Uh-oh. Wait, hang on. Oh no. Remove these. Remove these. These are in the way. Whoops. Oh shoot. Yeah, okay. Now we should be good. There we go. We're gonna let them go max. I think they're gonna go a little bit higher than this. Actually, they shouldn't go too much further. Yeah, they're just gonna go there. Wait, is that the max you guys can go? Interesting. So I am gonna need them to go one more, but that's fine because I think also at the bottom they're one too low, right? So it should be okay. Because if I give them one more, they should be fine. So let's go ahead and reverse our vehicle elevator pistons, and that's basically them done. Actually, no, I don't want to reverse them quite yet. Let's reverse again. Bring them back up here, because up here we have actually the little cargo containers. So that's gonna make life a whole lot easier. I'm gonna go ahead and remove these and put them back in here. Okay, all those are gone now, so let's go ahead and get these blocks welded up over here before we do anything further. I think we're gonna bring this up one more block. All right, there we go. So there's the bottom block right there for the bottom bit. So let's go one more up, because I think we're gonna wanna go the max thing, right? How many do these take? Oh my God, these take so many steel plates. Oh, well, that's fine. So this, do I want it to be like that? I probably wanna do like a half block maybe. Yeah, if I do a half block, that should be fine. This makes it actually a lot trickier. I don't really want to go half blocks on this. I'd rather go... Okay, let's see if this works. Put like a button panel up there. I'm thinking we do something like this. This should make us go up. Yeah, and while we're going up, actually, I can put this block on because it wasn't working very well. So that makes us go up. This middle one right here stops us, just in case we need to, and this one right here lowers us. Okay, so this will make us go all the way up, which should work nicely. The only problem is with doing these half blocks, I won't be able to do any landing gear sort of thing. I was gonna do some mag plates. Yeah, so this stops us right there. Actually, that's pretty perfect. Okay. Okay, I think I am pretty satisfied with this, actually. It's just a very simple elevator. It only has 2 floors. It goes up and it goes down. No mag plates or anything. No OSHA regulations, unfortunately, but it should be okay. All right, so let me get a bunch of steel plates and weld up this top section here. And then I'll probably give it a nice carbon fiber print or something like that, which I think will look pretty nice. All right, there it is, fully built up. I can go ahead and paint it as well. Give it maybe a, let's go back to defaults. Give it a yellow hazard armor paint on the sides. Let's see how that looks. Something like that. I wish I didn't have to use half blocks. If I didn't use half blocks, what I would have to do is essentially remove, I mean, it might be worth it to make it look better. I would essentially have to remove all the pistons. Or I wouldn't have to, yeah, actually no, I would have to remove all the pistons. I'd have to lower them by like 2 blocks maybe, and add another piston. And that would allow it to be much more configurable. The only question would be, is it worth it to do something like that? Because then I wouldn't have the half blocks. I could have mag plates, which would be nice. And then I could use floor blocks instead of this, which might look nicer as well. I don't know. I'll think about that. I'll think about that between episodes if I wanna do that, or maybe I'll go ahead and do that. I don't know. We might do an overhaul of this. For now, though, I think it's gonna be okay. I think I do really like how this piston set is working. I mean, if you look at it, it actually looks pretty cool. Just having the 4 the 4 pistons right there instead of just the 1. I do kind of like that look. Wow, yeah, that is a pretty cool elevator. I will not lie. I'm a little biased, but I will not lie. That's pretty neat. Okay, I like that. I like how that's looking. Imber says this area is off limits. Failure to comply will result in bad stuff. I guess the parallax. Actually, wait, no. I don't see an Imber ship. Oh, okay, no, we're starting to get dangerous encounters. Ah, okay. Interesting. All right. Well, we'll have to heed those warnings then in that case. Let me build up this side thing real quick as well. So this will be the wall basically, which we might add in, or we might just keep it looking like Earth. I'm pretty satisfied with how those drills did. Honestly, I think it would have gone a little quicker if we had just used the Weevil in the first place, but I think they handled this, like drilling this area pretty well, and they did a pretty good job as well, making it uniform all the way down. Yeah, I like this. I like how this is looking. Okay, between episodes, I'm gonna have a think about how I wanna do this. If I wanna extend this by 1 piston, which would make it a little bit easier, I wouldn't have to use those half blocks there, and I can maybe make those hazard blocks a little bit smaller with the floor decal blocks. So I'll think about how I wanna do that in between episodes. But I think that's where we're gonna end this one. Having done this vehicle elevator, a lot of ore trips and stuff like that, we've set our base up for a pretty good thing. And next episode we'll come back with, you know, knowing what we want to do with this, and also hopefully having that elevator script done for this one, which will allow us to, you know, have indicators on the sides telling us what floors the elevator's on, and maybe even controlling the elevator with an acceleration. I think that would look pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, that's where we're gonna go ahead and end this one. I hope you guys did enjoy it. It's we might have one more elevator episode in the future, but after that, it's gonna be all toward looking at I think the Reaver ship right here that we shot down last episode. I want to do something with this, maybe turning it into an attack vessel that we can use to go to space and check out the dangerous encounter that's up there. But anyways, with that, that's gonna be the end of this one. If you guys enjoyed it, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you didn't enjoy it, hit the dislike button. If you'd like to subscribe, there's a button down below you can do so with, which will give you notifications for when videos are live and stuff like that. And if you'd like to become a YouTube member or a patron, there are links below in the description where you can do that. You'll get your name in the end credits, early access to videos by one day, and maybe even get a shout out at the end of the videos if you're of a certain tier. So the shout outs we're gonna do at the end of this video are going to be Colin Graves, WTC 2014, and Iron Helix. Thank you very much for your support, and thank you everyone for your support who's watching these videos, commenting, liking, all that stuff. It helps quite a bit, and I really do appreciate it. But with that, I will see you all in the next episode of Space Engineers Survival.